Hello and a very warm welcome to the brand new edition of To The Point. I'm Kriti Mishra, and on today's show, my guest is Secretary General of Rajya Sabha, Mr. Desh Deepak Verma. Mr. Verma, welcome to Rajya Sabha Television and thank you so much for talking to us.
Hello.
Sir, first, let's talk about the oath ceremony that was concluded recently. Now, it was for the first time that in the intercession period, this ceremony was conducted inside the house because of coronavirus-induced social distancing norms. Now, it was an entirely different picture. How were the arrangements? How did it go along?
Well, as you have said very rightly, this oath-taking ceremony was unique and first of its kind. And this was to be held during this COVID days, and it was a challenge for the Secretariat. This, as you have said, that it was held for the first time during the intercession period in the chamber. It was not a session, but it was a arrangement made for only the oath taking of the members. The members, in fact, they get all the privileges and they become the member from the date of their notification. But it is compulsory, it is necessary for them to take oath before they could participate in the meetings of the parliamentary committees. And therefore, it was thought necessary that we should organize an oath taking ceremony for them. And when we decided that, we realized that it was really a challenge. The challenge was because of the several social distancing norms, the problems of members travelling from different parts of the country to Delhi and several associated issues. What we did was that we had done an exercise, very extensive exercise inside the house as to how many people it could accommodate with social distancing norms. And you would be surprised to know that a house with a capacity of 250 could accommodate with social distancing norms only 60 persons. So, in fact, in our preparation for the next parliament session also, we had done this exercise and we have found that there are 60 seats inside the chamber and 61 seats in the galleries with the social distancing norms, which can be utilized for parliament session or any activity inside the house. So, since this time there were only 61 members who were to take oath. These are 61 members from the 20 states whose election earlier got postponed, and then it was completed recently. So, those people had to take oath and the number was 61, they were from 20 states. 2 states decided not to join because of the pandemic conditions in their state. So, 18 states and eventually 45 members came and took oath in the house. The oath was taken inside the house and every bit of the social distancing norms were followed, very strictly followed. We in fact gave up on some of the ceremonial parts, but without compromising the decorum and without compromising the sanctity of an oath taking ceremony. So, there were some differences which people must have noticed, like one was that the members, of course, the members were sitting, they were allotted seats because of the social distancing norms. So, they were given seats in the house, and when the names were announced, they had to come to a podium and from there they had to take the oath to a mic, and then they had to come to a podium to sign the register. And for the first time we requested them to bring their own pen, even though we had some pen in reserve, but we requested them to carry their pen so that they can sign without being in contact with anyone, even through those pens. And even the pen that we had kept in reserve, we had also kept the sanitizer there. So, if a member signed, we had requested, in fact, the chairman made a request from the podium that you should sign and carry your pen it is also as a memorial that this is the pen with which you have signed the membership. But some of them forgot, so they put it there. So, there was arrangement immediately to get it sanitized, and there was some person to change the pages also for them, so that there is no iota of any contact and there is no possibility of any spread of the disease or anybody getting in touch with other. The other difference was that the members, after the signing, after oath taking, they used to go around the chairman from his back, first greet him, then go at the back, greet other members and then sign, and then again greet and then go to the seats. So, this time we sort of requested them not to do this, and so they had to take the oath, greet the chairman from that position itself, sign and then greet the members from there itself and then go to their seats. So, social distancing norms were followed. Also interesting was the arrangements inside the house and outside. We had made an arrangement for a rapid antigen test, so that members who come here and who have any doubts, any kind of apprehension, they could get immediately the test done. So, we had set up a counter for this also, and the members, as I told you, that 45 members came and took oath, and out of this 12 are those who were re-elected, and these 61 members who were list was there. Out of this 61, 44 are such members who are the first time members, and many of them have very vast legislative experience in the states, some of them even at the center in the parliament. And so, we are looking forward to a very rich and parliament full of experienced people with lots of wisdom, and they will bring the linguistic and the cultural variety of the country to the parliament.
Absolutely, sir. Before we talk about the linguistic diversity, of course, you shared those very interesting details, but if I may add to it, there were impeccable arrangements. For instance, for media, for people accompanied by the members. How did that come through?
Yeah, so of course, as I told you in the beginning, we had to cut down on things. So, this time we said that only one guest would be allowed for each member. So, except for a few who made a last minute request. So, only one member was brought, and they all were when they came here, they were kept at a certain place. From that place they were taken, escorted to the respective gallery, and in the gallery also they were so placed that they were distant from each other with that social distancing norm. Similar arrangement was done for the media, and therefore, the coverage was adequate without any compromise on the social distancing norm and the precautions that should be taken during these COVID times.
Right, sir, point well taken. And talking about linguistic diversity now, Chairman has always motivated members to speak in their mother tongue for wider reach. And that specimen we saw that day also during oath, different languages were spoken. How did that come through?
Yes, as you said, this desire of the chairman is in fact has been reflected earlier also in the proceedings of the house, when in many languages the members have spoken, and that language has been spoken in the parliament for the first time. Similarly, the members who came here and they spoke, they are given a choice that they can speak in their own language. So, they quite a few of them spoke in their own languages, and therefore, the linguistic diversity of the country was also in a grand display in this oath taking ceremony.
Two important takeaways from the message of Chairman. One, he urged the members not to fall prey to the disruption that we have witnessed in the past and to uphold the esteem of the House. How do you take it, sir?
You see, Honorable Chairman's address was very apt and was very keen on this issue. The new members are generally very receptive. When they come here, they are initially at least very receptive to whatever is explained to them or whatever is told to them, and therefore, the Honorable Chairman chose this occasion to emphasize upon them that they should believe in not disrupting the House, but in proceeding in participating in the activities of the House. He referred to several publications of the Rajya Sabha to which they should go through. They should also read the debates which have taken place in the House, and also see what the role of the Rajya Sabha is, what the role of Lok Sabha is. They should know everything, and this was actually taken very spiritedly by the members of the house. He also made a very interesting statement. He said, when you are in the house, because of the COVID norms, you should follow, when you are in your own house, follow the norms in the house, but when you are in the house, this house, participate in the activities of their house.
Yes, absolutely, sir. And another didactic message was 68 years of Rajya Sabha, the apex legislature, the esteem, the public discourse, the political activity, that of course of certain importance.
You see, it is very important that when you come to an organization, when you are in an organization, you should belong to it. You should have a sense of pride that you belong to this organization, and from that point of view, Honorable Chairman emphasized as to what is the glory, what is the tradition, what is the role, important pioneering role that this Rajya Sabha has played, and contrary to what some cynically people think that the Rajya Sabha is only disrupting the proceedings, he gave them a message that Rajya Sabha has always played a very, very constructive role, adding to the knowledge, the wisdom and to the making of the legislation in a very constructive way. So, that message was loud and clear, which was conveyed to all the members, especially
Absolutely,
the
sir.
new ones.
Right, sir. So, talking about the newly elected members or the re-elected members also, so there will be a orientation session as well to follow?
Yes, in fact, he announced it also. For every time when the new members come, which happens every 2 years in the Rajya Sabha, we organize an orientation session. In the orientation session, we expose them to one, of course, we tell them what facilities, what rights they have got. At the same time, we also expose them to the different tools of the parliamentary process, as to how the questions are raised, how the short duration discussions are held, how you can register your name for participating in the debates. All that information is given during the parliamentary session. We invite very senior parliamentarian and they interact with them. Our secretariat is there in full strength. Whatever doubts they have, the doubts are clarified to them. All that is done. Unfortunately, this time because of the COVID, we are not able to organize it immediately, but we are making arrangements for them to get all this information electronically, digitally. That is, information is being done, and also on the day that the oath taking ceremony was organized, we had set up tables in the central hall where they could go and get the information. Of course, they had to give some information, they had to sign some registers. So, all that work they had to do, they had done, and apart from that, we had set up a few tables for them to give them the information regarding their functioning, their work, and also the what future activities they want to undertake. So, this kind of guidance was also given to them.
Right, sir. Moving ahead and talking about the parliamentary committees. Sir, it's a different world that we are living in now. Social distancing norms, travel restrictions. Now, this entire meeting was also very impeccably organized by the Secretariat as directed by the chairman. How did it come through? How were the meetings arranged? How are the meetings conducted now?
You see, before organizing these parliamentary committee meetings also, lots of thought had gone into this. There was a committee of the Secretary General Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, which deliberated this with all the officers, took the input from outside, and then we came out with some SOP, and through which the parliamentary committee meetings could be organized. And it was ensured that in the parliamentary committee meetings, all the members could sit at a social distancing norms. The parliamentary staff which sits there, they have to sit also with the social distancing norms, so that a faithful record of whatever is going on in the parliamentary committee meeting, that is recorded. The officers who attend, they were allowed to participate, but their number was also restricted, so that not all of them can crowd in at the same time. And I am glad that the chairman of these committees and also the members of the committee, they have all cooperated, and the parliamentary committee meetings both in the Lok Sabha and in the Rajya Sabha have started taking place, and they are taking place smoothly and successfully.
Right, sir. And also the fact that in the Secretariat, given the fact that you all have been working since April 20th, how are the social distancing norms followed? What are the safety norms that are being followed?
Yes, it is amazing that since 20th April we have been participating in the official work. We have been coming here, and of course, we have been trying to reduce the number so that there is no crowding in any room or any chamber. But in this process, both officers, including myself and the staff, have actually learned the skill of working through the video conferencing. How to work digitally, that is an learning of this COVID-19 days. So, everything has a silver lining. So, that was the experience, and that is the knowledge which has been acquired. And now we are able to actually work digitally. In fact, many times I will come to my office and probably, except my personal staff, not meet anyone, but we are disposing of several files. And I must tell you this, that several of very important decisions have also been taken during this COVID times, simply because we had very quality time with us and we could concentrate on several subjects, and we have been, with the help of all the officers in the Secretariat, we have been able to take some very, very important and crucial decisions. So, this has been a learning and experience of this difficult times.
And is Rajya Sabha Secretariat ready for the new normal?
Yes, we are. As I told you that we, from traditionally working through the files, papers, PUCs, we have suddenly started working through the digital. Now, working from home is not looked down upon. Earlier, we used to think that if somebody is sitting in the house, so he is not working. We used to always think that he is a lazy person, he is not participating in the activities, but now we know that even if you are there, you can contribute significantly, you are working through this process. And this new normal is something in which we have learned that you need to be cautious, you need to be alert, but at the same time you could continue with your work, because unless you do that, you will start lagging somewhere else. So, you have to keep a good balance between the alert and the caution and with your speed and work.
And Mr. Verma, before we end this conversation, a very important question. How do you see the ensuing monsoon session panning out?
Well, ensuing monsoon session will be held, because in any case it has to be held before 23rd of September as per the constitutional requirement, and we are ready with all our arrangements. So, it will be held, in time. There is some delay, but there is no denial of the session.
It's going to be a Herculean task, but I am sure the Secretariat, as usual, will come up to the mark. But thank you so much for this erudite conversation and sharing all those important details with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.